see mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the kneel for grave when my youth day, Papa Emeka, don't blind from growing Peking, don't fall, now watch up, I'm raw. Me self, they shake my hand, no feel, yesterday we laughed, today I just swim home. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, yeah.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg, my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Don't make me try you. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts.
See mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the kneel for grave where my youth day, Papa Emeka, don't blind from growing Peking, don't fall, now watch up, I'm raw. Me self, they shake my hand, no feel, yesterday we laughed, today I just swim home. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, yeah.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg, my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Don't make me try you. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make me try you.
Back up joints with a trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
Breaking news reaching us now, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, uphold, Nnamdi Kanu, has been arrested, extradited to Nigeria, and is right now being arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the Federal High Court.
It was an unjust war.
Long ago, in the heart of Biafra, a nation was born from the ashes of war. A war that scarred the land and its people, yet it never killed the spirit of freedom.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
It was in this land, scarred by conflict, that Nnamdi Kanu was born, a son destined to revive the dream of independence for Biafra.
And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Raised with the echoes of his ancestors' struggles, Kanu understood that the wounds of war ran deep in the hearts of his people. The scars from the Biafran War, which ravaged the land and cost countless lives, had never healed. The dream of an independent Biafra, broken but not forgotten, lived on in the hearts of those who survived. It was these voices, these memories, that called him to action. As Nnamdi Kanu grew, so did his voice. He became a preacher of justice, a messenger for those who were unheard. He spoke not just for his generation, but for all those whose lives were shattered by the war. The pain of the past was alive within him, and his words resonated with the cries of the oppressed. But as Kanu's message spread, so did the fear of the establishment. His calls for self-determination grew louder, shaking the very foundations of the government. They feared the revival of a Biafran spirit, one that could awaken the wounds of the past and ignite a new conflict. And so, they moved against him. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, his body captured, but his spirit unbroken. The authorities believed that imprisoning him would extinguish the fire he had started. But they failed to understand the depths of his cause. The pain of the war, the bloodshed of the past, was not something easily forgotten. It was a flame that could never be fully extinguished. His arrest became a symbol of the struggle that began in the blood-soaked fields of the Biafran War. The demand for freedom was still alive. The fight for justice continued, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all the lives lost, for all the children born into a world of scars. The fight for Biafra is not just his fight. It is the fight of all those who have ever dreamed of a free land. And though the past may haunt the present, the future is still unwritten. As long as the story of Nnamdi Kanu is told, as long as the voices of his people rise, the dream of Biafra lives on. Arrested, again, 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 again. Again, 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 and yet again.
I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate, my right. They turned it from reasonable felony now to terrorism.
This is Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Biafra land, listen. They thought they could silence me, but they didn't just cage me. They caged your spirit. They made you forget that our land still bleeds, that our people still suffer, that nothing has changed. 5 years in chains. But what about you? Are you not free? Or have they bound your voice with fear? The struggle was never about me, it was about you, your children, your land, your future. So I ask you, where is the fire that once burned in your heart? Where is the voice that once roared for freedom? Wake up! Rise again. Speak. Act. Remember who you are. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
This is not wicked word. This is not Confucian word. Listen to Palibran. Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The river they go. The river they go. Opposite Udi. But the lucky hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run, run. I see people run, run. Then I ask the driver. The driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the pali boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is not wicked word. This is not Confucian word. Listen to Palibran. Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The river they go. The river they go. Opposite Udi. But the lucky hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run, run. I see people run.
of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị mma gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka iwe etinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezụga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Gọ ga-abụ ikpeta mazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpụ isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it.
You people, in your infinite stupidity, it has never occurred to you. You have never asked yourself, why is it that these people burning down, destroying Plateau State, Benue State, they are now in Niger State, why can't the government condemn them? Why not? Answer that question. But they are busy talking about agitation. You want to divide. And I want to do something I asked the governors now. I want to ask the Fulani presidency of Nigeria. My dear Fulani Janjaweed, who brought insecurity into Nigeria? A simple question. Which people own the 4th most deadliest terror group in the world? Is it not your so-called headsman Miet Yala? Fulani, who started the bombing of churches in Nigeria? Is it not you people? You are now turning around with the help of the chameleonic Yoruba media to twist the narrative. The same thing I asked the Southeastern governors. Southeastern governors, who brought Operation Python Dance? Before you brought it, did you hear of any violent agitation anywhere? Why people fail to ask these questions, I don't understand. You are in a country you claim is the most populous, the biggest. I'm asking you, why is it that the government do not want to condemn the terrorist activities of ISIS in West Africa? Some of you were there writing, our general chief of defense, what's his name again? Atahiru, that idiot. Atahiru, Ibrahim Atahiru, he did very well. He eliminated the Shekau with the help of ISIS. Oh, Nigeria army is now working with ISIS. Now the next question is, what does ISIS stand to gain from Nigerian army? All of you Yoruba journalists, you're there writing junk every blessed day. You cannot reason. You can't reason. Oh, anyway, you're black. How can I expect you to reason in this UG? The same question I asked the governors who are meeting today. Umahi, Ugwani, Obiano, Ipazo, and that time it was Rocha, so Aboga was. Who brought insecurity into the East? Who brought the army to start killing innocent young people? Simple question. The same question goes to Yoruba journalists tonight, those evil people and Fulani Caliphate. Fulani, let me ask you, who brought insecurity into Nigeria? Fulani, who were the first people to bear arms openly in Nigeria as civilians? Is it not you people? Claiming you're Fulani cattle headsmen with AK-47? Please, somebody should go and get me that video I shot at Amansia very, very many years ago. I think it was 2014 or so. Go and get it and show them. You people were the first to carry AK-47. So Fulani can carry AK-47, but not Eastern Security Network. Protecting the people. I want we black people to engage our brain for once. I know we are idiotic, I know we are animalistic in our disposition, but I want us to reason for once in our lives. Reason, stupid black people, reason for once. Who brought insecurity into Nigeria? The same people that brought insecurity into Nigeria are today lecturing us about insecurity. Asorok, what has been happening in North over these years? Is there anybody left in Zamfara, in Yobe, in Borno? You abandoned all these hot spots of Fulani terrorism. You are interested in the East. You see the stern warning. Let me tell you something, Fulani, you underestimate us. You don't know that we went to school. I didn't go to school in the zoo, you know. I went to UNN, I went to Soka. They were talking rubbish every blessed day, and I left the useless place. I went to London to study. You don't know we're educated. You have no bloody idea. Now, let me tell you something, Asorok. That thing you're looking for, you're going to get it. We are going to have another war. Another Nigeria-Biafra war is going to happen. In fact, it started already anyway. But let me tell you something that you don't understand. This war will escalate to the point whereby the world will want to see you. They want you to address the world as to what is happening. That day, that mask you're wearing, I'm talking to Yusuf Abubakar Mohammed from the Nigeria Republic wearing Buhari mask. That mask you're wearing will melt on your face during the meeting. Because now the world will summon you to, you'll be summoned to attend. That your mask will melt on your face. Then the zoo will be in trouble. You don't know there's a method of madness. I told you. Some of you right now cannot go back to your villages. It's been taken over by bandits. You did not see the video of the young man lamenting in Zamfara. You have not done anything. A government that is working with ISIS, Islamic State, is lecturing us about insecurity in the East. You people should come. Come now. You have killed 8 no more here today. Maybe tomorrow next 16 of you will die. It's simple now. You write your rubbish, you call your lament, you send more soldiers, you bring them, and they will die. You bring more and they will die. God punish all of you. You want to be clever. Like Southeast governors, they want to be clever. Insecurity. Who brought Operation Python dance? I'm asking them. Who fired the first shot? I'm asking them. Who brought the army to start killing people? I'm asking them. Now the people are saying enough is enough. You are talking insecurity everywhere. Insecurity everywhere. INEC said, it doesn't matter. We conduct election. Come and conduct and let us see. In Anambra, November. I'm laughing in Greek. In Anambra election. You think we are going to beg people, oh, stay at home, don't come out. No. There'll be no election in Anambra in November. Instead, heaven will fall. That'll be none. Watch and see. Watch and see. That we'll put on video. I ain't got cinema. We'll put on cinema for you. You'll be watching. in November. Come and do election and let us see. Ndara. Maybe Obiano should prepare to stay in office longer, or they should appoint somebody else because there's been an election in Anambra State. So you can bring another hope into Anambra. People are joking. The same people bombing, killing, raping, and sacking villages are telling me about insecurity. Is it not the same Asorok that said the same Femi Adesina writing rubbish, telling you either give your land for Ruga or your life will go? Are you not the same people? Ndiara, are you not the same people? You are now trying to tell us about insecurity because people are fighting back. That's all. You bring your army and police as the advance guard. Right now, as I speak, the Fulani hit squad in Abia State is inside Obinze military barracks. Obinze, they are there. That's where they are camped. Every Fulani attacking every village, both in Yoruba land, they quarter them very close to a Fulani-controlled military barracks. That's what they do. I want Nigeria, our country. We need unity. That's rubbish. No wonder white people are racist towards black people and no other race. Because I have discovered what they found out a long time ago, that black people are foolish. They can't listen very well. Somebody who told you that if he loses elections, the monkeys and baboons will be soaked in blood is now telling us, allegedly, about insecurity. The idiots that lost elections and they killed youth coppers, 11 of them, Igbo people, is telling me about insecurity. The person that said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North is telling me about insecurity. The people appointed as the spokespeople, chief negotiator for Boko Haram is telling you about insecurity. And you swallow all this nonsense every day. Chineke Melune Bole and these black people. This work is a burden that Elohim has given to me. It's a burden. And that's why I'm discharging it. I will take one or two of your calls before we bring this program to a close. You know the numbers to call, of course, is on WhatsApp. I'll give you.
You want everybody to die. Nobody is who claim you own businesses everywhere in Nigeria. For that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It's happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. We appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for connecting. I can see people joining. My Toy, you're welcome. Thank you. You're there on TikTok. I can see you. Thank you for joining, My Toy. Appreciate you for your support. Thank everybody that have joined, those who are watching on Facebook, those who are watching on YouTube. Wherever you are watching from, I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of this program. We have come once again today to do what we know how to do best, what we have signed up to continue to do regardless challenges. We know there are so many challenges that we have to face. There are so many challenges we have to encounter. Whatever it is, however it is, we will continue to march on. Don't get distracted. Do not get distracted wherever you are. We know their plans, we know their strategy to distract us, but we will not allow them. Before we continue, I have to remind everyone that is watching us and those that are going to watch later that in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people. We do not come here to speak against any race or religion. Whatever be your race or religion, whatever be your orientation, you are highly welcome. All we do here is to try as much as we can to continue to speak up for those that want their freedom. We speak up for humanity. Thank you, my toy. We speak up for humanity. We speak up for those who cares about humanity, and we speak up for those who are genuinely seeking for freedom. In this platform, we present Biafra as the only remedy to the failed state called Nigeria. And as I always say, calling Nigeria a failed state is not a propaganda, not a blackmail, not understatement. All you need to do is, if you disagree with us, is to do your homework. Go ahead and make your verification. Find out if what these people are saying is true or not. A little research could answer that question for you. And you will come back and thank us for what we are doing. Whatever we are doing in this platform is to save life. The life of the indigenous people in Biafra land, the life of the indigenous people in that contraption called Nigeria, is at stake. Good number of people are losing their life every blessed day. People are losing their life. Nobody is speaking up for them. The international communities are not saying a word. They continue to go about their businesses as if nothing happened. But we will not be silent. It does not matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter the pain we have to go through. We must continue to speak up and call the attention of the international community on what is happening in Nigeria. That is what we come here to do. In this platform, we don't come here to promote any human being. We don't come here to promote disorderliness. We don't come here to promote any group. All we do is to promote Biafra. Because our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, defined Biafra as a place where people run for safety, where the oppressed people run for safety. Biafra is a child of necessity. And I thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama that at this present time, people in that contraption called Nigeria, other ethnic groups who believe that Biafra is just about the Igbo nation. They think that Biafra is just about people from the old Southeastern region. They have begun to understand better that the quest for Biafra is a quest to save life. If Biafra succeeds, every individual in Nigeria succeeds. If Biafra does not succeed, in the same manner, every individual in the contraption called Nigeria fails. That is why my people said, Ojim Nana, Jionwe. So I thank Chukwu Okike that with the protest that went on by Showere on Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, many people have begun to understand that the quest for Biafra is a genuine quest. It is not just a quest for the people of the Igbo tribe or the people from the region of the old Southeastern region. It is for everybody. So that education and understanding is a good thing to see. So as we come to this platform today, we welcome everybody that has connected. And this platform is a place where people come to air their opinion. It is a platform for public opinion. Regardless what your belief might be, regardless what your own thought might be, regardless what you think, you are welcome in this platform, even if you have a contrary opinion. More especially those that have superior argument, you are highly welcome in this platform to air your opinion, share your views with every other person's so that we can learn and relearn also. Nobody is the master of knowledge here. Nobody can say he knows it all. The purpose of coming online on a daily basis is to allow Biafrans to interact, to give us that opportunity to understand each other, know what our differences are, and be able to cooperate, adapt, and pursue our collective interest, which is freedom. That is our purpose of being here. The purpose of this platform is not to castigate anybody, not to castigate any group, not to castigate any race or religion, but to present Biafra as a solution. Explain it and allow people to ask us questions and also allow people to give us their own idea. Yes, my toy, I'm live on YouTube. I'm hosting the program on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube, also Facebook and on TikTok. So if you want to join us on YouTube, you can see me on YouTube on David Herbert channel. That is where I am on YouTube. So as I was saying, every single one of us should try as much as possible to pay attention to the real problem and ignore the castigation, the propaganda, the blackmail, the infighting. Ignore it and focus on what matters. Very, very important. So once again, I welcome everyone today. Remember, in this platform is a place where people share their opinion. So if you are joining me on YouTube, you can see the link there. You can click the link and join me live on stage if you have a contribution to make. If you are joining me on TikTok and you want to speak to us, you can equally click the link and I'll allow you to speak to the Biafran people and give us your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. The only thing we ask is that whenever you join us on this platform, try as much as possible to speak in a civil manner. It doesn't matter how angry you are, it doesn't matter how dissatisfied you are with what you are doing. It doesn't matter your line of thought. Try as much as possible to be civil in your discussion. Either you are appearing in audio or you're appearing with your video, be decent. The whole world is watching us. There are people that are watching this platform that you never believe that they are. So whatever you say here, we go a long way to make a difference. And those who you are talking to are listening. Whatever question you present, I will try as much as possible to answer. If I cannot answer you, I believe there are people who will equally answer you on this platform. Many people are coming up. So I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this program, and I thank you for being part of the program. Today on our program, we are going to discuss on a topic which says the evil within. The evil within. How Nigerian government sponsor terror and injustice against the innocent Nigerians, against the innocent citizens. The evil within. How Nigerian government sponsor terror and injustice against the innocent. That is what we are going to discuss today. And we will try as much as possible to give our points, give our own understanding, and explain this very topic in a very way that people will understand. Because we are speaking to the world. Everything we explain in this platform is to give reasons why Biafra remains the only remedy to save life in the contraption called Nigeria. Why it is necessary that Biafra must be recognized, supported. That is why we are going on this path, and we will continue to do so, regardless what anybody thinks or whatever they have to do. What we are doing is not out of wickedness, it's not out of strife, it's not out of anger. It is preferring solution. One thing that everyone in that contraption agrees that is that it is not working out for anybody. This is a fact that every indigenous person in that contraption called Nigeria believes that Nigeria is not working for anybody. It's not working for the Janjaweed. It's not working for the Hausas. It's not working for the Yorubas. It's not working for the Igbos. It's not working for the Middle Beltans. It is not working for anybody. The only people that seems to enjoy the situation are those who are not indigenous, that we are brought into that land to occupy it and take it over. The Janjaweed, they are the ones who are comfortable with the situation. But every other indigenous tribe, the Hausas, the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Efik, the Ijaw, every other indigenous tribe, it is not working for anybody. This is where every one of us agree. But where the differences comes is in terms of solution. Many of the tribes are very scared to venture into the solution. They are very good in coming online, coming to the national television to complain and complain and complain. After complaints, they go back home and remain in that very slavery. But for the Biafrans, we take the bull by the horn. We chase the solution, pursue the solution, present it to the world, and make sure that we pursue it to the conclusion. That is why you see Nnamdi Kanu standing in the court. That is why you see Nnamdi Kanu rejecting every single offer presented to him, even at the expense of his life. He is pursuing that solution because it's not about him. That is why Simon Ekpa left his career and ventured into the safety and security of his own people, even at the expense of his career and his own life. Simon Ekpa put everything on the line, even when he was promised to be made the Dangote of Biafra land, and he said, no, all I want is the freedom of our people. It is not about me. The Biafrans have a special grace that they fight for what they believe in. Even though we have some of us that have been polluted, some of us have been polluted because of the long stay in the British created entity called Nigeria. Because of their long existence in that, they have begun to behave like the lawless Nigerian. And of course, as you know, that nobody is a Nigerian. What we have is the Hausas, the Yorubas, the Igbos, and other ethnic groups in that very location. But as for Nigeria, nobody is Nigerian. And that is why even in their politics, in their elections, every time they talk about tribal presidency and not about Nigerian presidency. No. You see that in their structure, you see that in their campaign, you see that in their will. Go to their government now, Nigerian government. When Buhari was there, every appointment was about the Northerners. The Northerners occupied every single position. It is not about professionalism. It's not about the best. They don't care about the best. They care about their region. The same thing is happening today with the drug baron in Asorok. With the drug baron Trubu in Asorok today, every single appointment is given to the Yorubas. It's about the Yoruba. It's the Yoruba government. So they do whatever they like with it. And I bet you, hopefully by tomorrow, maybe if what is it called? Peter will be succeed in getting there, it will become an Igbo presidency, and they begin to fix every part of the places with Igbo people. It is not about professionalism. It's not about competence. That is why Nigeria can never and will never survive. It doesn't matter. You can wish anything you wish. That's up to you. But we are talking about reality, facts. My brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of truth, I welcome every single one of you to this special broadcast today. Today we peel off the mask of deception, expose the unholy alliance between Nigerian government and the forces of terror, illegality, and injustice. For too long, we have watched as innocents are branded criminal. Every now and again, we watch the innocents branded criminals, while the real terrorists are protected, funded, and celebrated in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. For too long, justice has been buried under the weight of corruption, lies, and blood. This morning, I ask, who truly sponsors terror in Nigeria? Who is the sponsor of terror in Nigeria? That's the question. Who benefits from chaos, division, and fear in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria? And why are the victims always silenced? Why the killers walk free? This is not just another topic. It is the very soul of Nigerian decay we are confronting this morning. We are confronting the very soul of Nigerian decay this morning. And we will try as much as possible to expose what we know and bring to light to the whole world what they have to know. One of the things that we have seen in the Zoological Republic, why it is irredeemable, is the culture of illegality in governance. The culture of illegality in governance. Nigeria operates like a criminal enterprise, not a nation guided by law. Whatever I say here is not out of hate. It is not a propaganda, neither is it a blackmail. There are facts to back it up, even in their own conventional media. All you need to do is to pay attention. The contraption called Nigeria operates like a criminal enterprise, not a nation guided by law. The Constitution is violated daily. Even as we speak, they are violating the Constitution, which they claim they have. Court orders are ignored with arrogance. Dissenting voices are abducted or silenced. This is daily occurrence in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. From illegal detention to secret killings, illegality has become an instrument of governance in the contraption called Nigeria. You can see that playing out in Nigeria every single day. Look at the way Nnamdi Kanu is being treated. Look at the way Showore is being treated. Look at what Tinubu is doing to Innocent Nigerians. Look at the demolition that is going on in Lagos today, destroying the livelihood of innocent people, including coming in the midnight where white people are sleeping, children, mothers, women are sleeping, and their homes were demolished. Without any compensation. When they want to make it look as if something is done, they will choose the people they know, those who are close to them, and compensate them. And then when you ask, they will ask you, your own home is not the only home this demolished. When the law becomes a tool in the hand of oppressor, the citizens become prisoners of fear. And that is what we see in Nigeria. When the law becomes a tool in the hands of the oppressor, the citizens become prisoners of fear. That is what Nigerians has become today, prisoners of fear. That they have now decided to accept a very demeaning condition as normal in Nigeria. Nobody complains. They have accepted lawlessness, slavery as normal. Many opportunities have presented himself for the people to act and take back their land, but they can't. They cannot, out of fear. As we speak, Cameroon is boiling and they want to take back their land. Cameroon is not stopping. And I ask, why is it that this is happening in all African countries? Look at the case of Cameroon, where a 93-year-old man who is already brain dead, a 93-year-old man that is already brain dead, it's not just about the age, he is brain dead. He has spent all his time in France. He is not even in Cameroon as we speak. He didn't participate in the election. He didn't campaign to anybody. They only paraded his picture, and finally they announced him as the winner of the election. And you expect the people to fold their hand. Cameroon is not having it, and they are fighting today. The news is everywhere. Many of you must have seen it. Exactly the same thing that was done in Nigeria. That each time election is conducted, their so-called INEC will announce whoever they choose, the highest bidder. They will announce the highest bidder, and the highest bidder wins. Your vote doesn't count. It doesn't matter who you vote. It doesn't matter how many times you vote. It doesn't matter who you choose. It doesn't matter how qualified or unqualified you are. As long as you can pay your way, you become the leader. This is a system that the Biafrans do no longer want to be part of. When law becomes a tool in the hand of oppressor, the citizens become prisoners of fear. That is the situation of Nigeria as we speak. The citizens of Nigeria has now become prisoners of fear. Prisoners of fear. Remember, a government that cannot obey its own law cannot demand obedience from the people. Did you hear that? A government that cannot obey its own law cannot demand obedience from the people. But in a lawless, failed state called Nigeria, even in the midst of their disobedience of the law, you saw what they did to Showore. The Constitution of Nigeria and their law says that people have the freedom of association. You have the right to protest. You don't even need any approval from anybody to protest. The duty of the police is to guide you when you're protesting. But see here, the protester did them the favor to inform them that they're going to protest, and yet they decided to restrict them against the law. As if that is not enough, they arrested Showore. Even when Showore was granted bail, they attacked him inside the court. In the premises of the court, he was attacked. Look at the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The appeal court of the country, 3 judges in appeal court, the 3 judges unanimously said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been acquitted from all charges. And the appeal court gave an order that no court in Nigeria has the jurisdiction to try the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu anymore, and ordered compensation to be paid to him. Instead of the contraption called Nigeria to obey their own law, they went against their own law, disobeyed their own law, and went back to that same court to prosecute Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and tell him to put defense. And they thought they were talking to a fool. And of course, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu responded accordingly. In all these actions, this is how the government of Nigeria sponsor and protect terror. The Nigerian government sponsors terror and protects terror itself. We must speak the truth boldly. Terror in Nigeria is not random. It is orchestrated and sustained. The terror groups in Nigeria, they roam free, fully armed with modern weapons. The videos are everywhere. They are not hiding a secret. It is not a top secret. The activities of the terrorists, the terror group, they are not hiding. They roam free. You see they use their smartphone. They cover everything, including their operations. Wherever they go, they cover it. They don't hide it. Fully armed with modern weapons. The victims cry for justice, yet the government negotiates with their killers. The victims of this terror, they cry for justice. No justice is given to them, but yet the government goes back to this terrorist group and begin to negotiate with the people that have murdered innocent people, even when they have refused to listen to the voice of the victims that cry for justice. They go back and negotiate with the killers instead. Farmers, villagers, travelers, slaughtered daily, on daily, even as we speak, it is going on. Even as we speak, farmers, villagers, travelers are slaughtered daily. And what do we hear? The only thing you can hear on their media, the only thing you can hear from their presidents is, we are on top of the situation. A lie from the pit of hell. Every time this atrocity is committed against the people, what you will hear is that we are on top of the situation. Lies from the pit of hell. Lies upon lies upon lies upon lies on daily basis. They call it insecurity. But it's a oiled machine of fear. They call it insecurity. That's what they call it. But it's a well-oiled machine of fear. That is what it is. The same government that failed to protect the people funds, pampers the very killers of the people. Why innocent citizens rot in prison without trial in all parts of the country. Innocent citizens rot in prison without trial. The same hand that shakes the terrorists under the table signs your peace Statement on the podium. It is sad. It is sad. A very pitiable situation. And if something is not done, it is going to be worse than it is. The same hand that shakes terrorists under the table signs your peace. Statement on the podium. What a shame. What a shame. What we see in Nigeria is the economy of terror. What we see is profiteering from the blood of the innocent. That is what we see in the Zoological Republic on a daily basis. Every act of terror benefits someone in Nigeria. Every single act of terror benefits someone. From inflated military contracts to political manipulation, terror has become business in Nigeria. Terror has become business, very big business, $1 million business in Nigeria. Billions are allocated to the security, yet insecurity grows more and more on a daily basis. In every budget, billions are allocated to security, yet insecurity grows higher and higher than ever before. Communities are destroyed. The land seized by those unknown gunmen. You can imagine, in a nation, a country, city country, terrorists will seize a particular area. They will seize it, collect tax, be in charge, elect leaders in the same country. And while they are doing it, they don't hide it. They will cover it, video it, and send it out. And yet, you think you have a country. Yet, some of you still think you live in a country. Yes, some people still come out and shamelessly defend their so-called one Nigeria. What a shame. Political elites use terror to silence opposition and maintain power. That is why, go to the Southeast today, every single governor is creating their own security outfit. Every one of them, they have their own security outfits. What are their purpose? Their purpose is not to secure the innocent citizens. It is to attack the citizens, to oppress, to put fear in the citizens, to take away the voice of the citizens. That is what they do. Look at every one of them. Each time they form the security outfits, when they come out to make their opening speech, their speech will always be on Biafra people, self-determination people. That if you are asking for self-determination, it is not in this state. That you have no right to demand for self-determination, even though they know that international law grants you that right. African peoples and human rights law grants you that right. And Nigerian law itself grants you right to self-determination. But yet, every single security outfit formed by these criminal governors attack self-determination. They don't go after the kidnappers because they themselves are the kidnappers. They sponsor it actively. They don't go after the kidnappers. They don't go after the terrorists. They go after the innocents. Those who want to make a life, make a living for themselves. These are the people that they're after. It is no longer about religion or tribe. It is about profit, control, and evil greed. That's what it's all about. What we see in Nigeria today is all about profits. They want to make profit by all means, even at the expense of the blood of the innocent. They want to take control even at the expense of the innocent. Their greed does not know limits. They can take as many lives as possible to satisfy their evil desire. As we speak, the innocent is paying the price in the Zoological Republic. The innocent is paying a heavy price in the zoo. The victims are always the poor, the defenseless, the voiceless, villagers. Those are the victims. The poor, the defenseless, and the voiceless. We have seen clips, videos of villages burned down by the same people that were supposed to protect them. We have seen videos, villages, homes of innocent people, family homes where families are living, burnt down to the ground by the same people that were supposed to protect them for no just cause, only because these people support self-determination because of freedom of speech, nothing more. They did not steal, they did not kidnap, they did not kill anybody, they didn't commit any crime. Their home burnt down simply because they are from a particular ethnic group and they have sympathy for self-determination, which is their right. We see the abduction of youths. We see abduction of youths in thousands. Youths have been abducted in several places. The youths have been abducted. Many of them lose their lives. They continue to attack the youths. They continue to intimidate the youths. You go to the prisons in Nigeria, it's filled up with young men and women who has not committed any crime. In all the prisons in the northern part of Nigeria, go there, you will see Biafrans, innocent Biafrans that have not committed any crime. The only crime they committed was that Chukwu made them a Biafra. They didn't create themselves. They didn't bring themselves into the world. They accepted their fate as Biafrans and they continue to survive as Biafrans. That is the only crime they committed. Activists like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, unjustly detained for speaking the truth. Look at what they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even when their own court have confirmed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime, they continue to hold him. They continue to persecute him. They continue to torture him emotionally, physically. These days, they are attacking him physically. It is no longer emotional torture. They see that they cannot break him through the emotional torture. They began to attack him physically. Look at Omoyele Sowore, who came out to stand for justice and spoke up and said, justice must be done. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the only crime Omoyele Sowore has committed. They took him in, beat him up, locked him up, detain him, release him, and re-detain him again. Simply because he stood up for justice. Yet, the real enemies, the terrorists in suits and uniform, dying in luxury. While all these atrocities are being committed by Nigerian government, the real enemy, the real enemies of the people, the real terrorists in suits and in uniform, dying in luxury. Even when some countries of concern have given the name of these terrorists, so you wouldn't say you didn't know. You wouldn't say you don't know. Even when they have given their concern and named these terrorists, even Saudi Arabia denied one of the terrorists entry into Saudi. And yet, Nigeria continued to dine and wine with these terrorists and they are living in luxury. Some of you do not know how evil that entity called Nigeria is. It is not just about religion issue. Like so sometimes we narrow it down to religion. We know that is some religion aspect of it. But can you imagine that a terrorist travels to Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia, which is the headquarters of Islam, refuse that terrorist from entering their country because they know he's a terrorist. They confirmed him as a terrorist. They refuse him entry into Saudi. But that same man is celebrated in Nigeria. He lives in luxury. Whenever he speaks, the country listens. The terrorist country, Nigeria, listen to him. Now you understand, when we say Nigeria is a terrorist country, it is not a blackmail or propaganda. It is a fact. It's left for you to either take it or leave it. It doesn't change anything. Neither does it change what I think or what I believe about it. It doesn't change anything. But we must continue to speak up and tell the world the true situation in that zoological republic called Nigeria, in that contraption that is not meant to be, in that British business center, in a place where the British used human being as a commodity in 21st century. In 21st century, the British are still using human being as a commodity. That is what is going on in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a British company that its own purpose is not to satisfy the needs of the people. It is to make sure that the interests of the British is met. And they have succeeded in getting some indigenous people who are ready to put their own life on the line to make sure that the will of the slave master continues, as long as their own bank account is growing. And that is despicable. And you can only get such kind of attitude mostly in Africa. You can only get such attitude in Africa, where people do not have conscience, where you see people that are conscience is dead. They are greedy and selfish to the extent that their conscience is dead. That they will give out the life of the innocent women, children, elderly, at the expense of their greed, wealth. The real enemies, the terrorists in suits and uniform, dying in luxury. What you see in Nigeria is not governance. What you see in Nigeria that's happening daily is a state terror wearing the mask of democracy. What we see in Nigeria is a state terror wearing the mask of democracy. And that is why we continue to speak about it, call the attention of the world. That contraption is not supposed to survive the next second. In 21st century, a place like Nigeria is not supposed to exist in 21st century. And that is why we present Biafra as a remedy. End it now. Let the Arewas go their separate ways. Let the Oduduwa people go their separate ways, and let the Biafrans go their separate ways. Let the Middle Belt be on their own. Let each and every one of them protect their territory, their own rear, grow in their own space at their own speed. That is what we are asking for. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much a request to make? I don't think it is too much to ask for. It is not too much to ask for. But because the West oppressed, they operate based on our interest, as long as their own interest is covered, which is resources. Once there is somebody in that zoo that is willing to allow the resources to continue to flow to the West unchecked, they will always support that very idiot. Any idiots that wants to take over power and continue to allow the resources in Nigeria to move to the West unchecked, they will support that person. That is why you see what is happening in Cameroon today. that France is supporting a dead man walking. Someone is brain dead. He neither speak, neither does he talk. He cannot comprehend anything. And yet, they use his picture for campaign. From January to December, he's living in France in the hospital. But they use his picture to campaign. And in the presence of France today, that man of 93 years old man that should be in the grave, a 93 years old man that should be in the grave with his ancestors, is ruling a country where they have bright brain, young men and women that have a future, young men and women that's supposed to plan their future. You force that man into them, and you're announcing a winner of election. 93 years old man. What business has a 93 years old got with governance? What business? Even at 80 years old, at 80 years old, your brain will not be functioning normal anymore. It doesn't matter the injection, the treatment you get, it doesn't matter. At 80 years old, your brain will not be functioning very well. Your brain will not be functioning very well. We see them everywhere. You see how Buhari was messing up when he was alive. He can't comprehend word. He forgets things easily. Amnesia all the time. The same thing with this idiot called Tinubu today. He hardly remembers what he says. And these are the people you expect to bring change to a system. What we see in Nigeria is state terror wearing the mask of democracy. That is what we see in Nigeria. And the international community have to weigh in and stop it now before it is too late. But it is sad. This madness has continued to strive because of the complicity of the international community. They wouldn't act. As long as their own interest is protected, they don't care. Why is the world silent in all these atrocities across Africa? More especially in the zoological republic called Nigeria. They call it the most populated African country nonsense. The most populated African country with the greatest failure, run by terrorists. Why is the world silent? The only reason the world is silent about the situation of Nigeria is because Nigeria provides oil. Nigeria provides markets and influence. So they turn away from the blood on its hand. They don't care. The oil will continue to flow to them as long as the oil from Nigeria, the resources, the gas continue to flow to them regularly. Their criminal markets continue to flourish on a daily basis. They continue to have influence over Nigeria and their resources. They turn away from the blood on its hand. They turn away from the blood of the innocent crying daily in the hand of the Nigerian government. They turn away from the blood of the innocent that is crying every single day, even as we speak. But Chukwu Okike Abiyama does not keep silent at the cry of the blood of the innocent. Whenever the blood of the innocent drops, that deepens the destruction and sign and seal the automatic destruction of the contraption called Nigeria. There's nothing you can do about it. A lot of innocent blood have been spilled already. And there is nothing any human being can do on this planet Earth to redeem Nigeria. That is why we are speaking up, calling for the end to that contraption. A legitimate call to end that contraption and give room for humanity to survive. The dangerous diversity in Nigeria was intentionally put in place by the British and the West to make sure that oil, market, and influence continue to flow according to their own pace. Mali was able to escape theirs. Niger have escaped, and Burkina Faso escaped. Today, all the clutches of the West is on Nigeria, holding it and holding it tight. That is why in the spilling of the blood of innocents, they will never speak. It doesn't matter how many blood flows. They go ahead and they preach about humanity, justice, and all whatnot. At the end of the day, they support and stand with injustice against the innocent people in that contraption, the indigenous people. They preach so much about human rights. But in Nigeria, the international community joined Nigeria to abuse the rights of the people. Every time you speak in favor of Nigeria, you spit on the blood of the innocent that is being spilled. You partake on the punishment for the blood of the innocent that is being spilled in Nigeria. Every time you speak and support and promote Nigeria, you are promoting destruction. And you are taking a share from the blood of the innocent that is being spilled on a daily basis. And Chukwu Okike Abiyama will never spare you. When Mazen Nnamdi told the British that the same thing they wish the Biafra is going to happen to them, they thought it was a joke. Today, their own land is being taken over by strangers. The British land is taken over by the stranger, and they will take it over. The strangers must take over British. They will take it over. Except they repent and remove their hand from Nigeria. If not, the same way they handed Nigeria over to strangers, their own land will be taken over by strangers. The same manner they took Nigeria and handed over to strangers, they saw the indigenous people, the Yorubas, the Biafrans, they were there. The indigenous people, they never handed over their land. They took the land and gave to people that come from Sahel, people that are not Nigerians. They handed them over to make sure that the evil agenda continues, to make sure that the destructive diversity and division continues. If they do not correct it or remove their hand from that evil, their own land will definitely be taken away. Mazen Nnamdi made that prayer and signed it, and Chukwu Okike Abiyama signed and sealed it. And today, look at them, what they are doing. Look at what is happening in the UK. Look at them crying every day. Look at them crying every day. Strangers are chasing them away, and they will chase them away. Strangers will take over the United Kingdom. Strangers will take them over. It will happen. We will all see it happen. As long as they continue to meddle in the issue of Nigeria, they will be overrun by strangers. Because Nigeria provides oil market, provide markets and influence, so they turn away from the blood on its hands. But we say, silence in the face of injustice is complicity, including the US, including Russia, including China, whichever country you are, and you are silenced. You are silent in the face of injustice. It means you are complicit. You are complicit. Any country of the world that is silenced in the face of injustice is complicity. Every global leader who ignores Nigerian atrocity is equally guilty. Any global leader, it doesn't matter your country, it doesn't matter your nation, and you ignore what is happening in Nigeria. You ignore Nigerians' atrocity against innocent citizens, against innocent people. You ignore it. You are equally guilty. You are guilty. It doesn't matter the location. It doesn't matter the tribe. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your belief. You are a global leader and you ignore Nigeria atrocity. You are equally guilty. Because when evil is not condemned, it grows bolder. And it is because Nigeria is not condemned, that is why it's growing bolder. You gave an ultimatum to release Mazen Nnamdi. They refused. There was no punishment. They kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi. There was no punishment. They attacked protesters. There was no punishment. They took the innocent life of the protesters through the NSAS. NSAS, innocent youth, were shot in cold blood. There was no consequence from the world. Instead, the same man that ordered that shooting, the same man that ordered the shooting, finally became a president, and the whole world is giving him a platform to speak. You see the evil. You see the evil. They kidnapped a government that participated in kidnapping. You did nothing. A government that participated in terrorism against its own people. You did nothing. A government that attacked citizens for calling for a better nation. The same man who ordered that killing today went and bought his way to become a president, and yet every one of you is dialoguing with him and going into business with him. It doesn't concern you. You are equally guilty. You are equally guilty. And that is where the country called Finland is to be seen as a terrorist country. Finland. For exchanging information with a terrorist country. Finland based their accusation of Master Simon Ekpa on information gotten from terrorist country. A country where every single position is mined by terrorists, from the police to the army. There is a news I just saw where the army people were revealing what is happening in the military. Let me see if I can see that news that was posted by Sahara reporters. I'm going to share the information shared by Sahara reporters. This is the information shared by Sahara reporters. I want you to look at this, and we are going to try to read it out so that people who do not understand what we are talking about will understand. So that those who think we are coming here to make noise, those who are from other parts of the world, who think that all we do is to come and entertain, we are not content creators. No. We are not content creators. We are not just creating contents. We are Biafran activists speaking what is happening in Nigeria. Look at it. Look at what Sahara reporter reported. How repentant Boko Haram members linked army movements, armory to terrorist soldiers revealed. Did you see that? How repentant Boko Haram members linked army movements, armory to terrorists. These are the people that tell you they're repentant. And let us read in detail. Maybe we can understand it better. Let's go into the detail of that news and read it. Because when we say certain things, we need to bring it out for the world to understand it and know that we are not just about blackmail or propaganda. What we are bringing are facts of what is happening in Nigeria, in the so-called Zoological Republic. These are facts. Exclusive. How repentant Boko Haram members link Nigerian army movements, armory to terrorists. A soldier revealed. This is not by a Biafra, no. It is not by an activist. A fellow soldier is revealing this. A soldier is the one revealing this. It reads, the soldiers who are currently serving in multiple bases across the Northeast describe the policy of integrating repentant Boko Haram members into military operations as a deadly mistake that continues to cost lives. This is a complaint from a soldier. When we say Nigeria is a terrorist country, people don't know how serious it is. They think it's a blackmail. You think it is not a blackmail or propaganda. That is why we have to go to the extent of reading some information that coming from their own conventional media for you to understand how serious the involvement of Nigerian government in terrorism is. How involved is Nigeria in terrorism? Look at this. This is a report by a serving soldier. The soldier who currently serving in the multiple bases across the Northeast described the policy of integrating repentant Boko Haram members into military operations as a deadly mistake that continues to cost life. It reads, some frontline Nigerian soldiers fighting Boko Haram terrorists in Yobe and Borno states have accused the government-backed repentant insurgent of leaking critical military strategies, position, weapon details to their former commander. Sahara reporters can confirm. Even with this information, they are still reintegrating, recruiting Boko Haram members. I have never seen any country in this world where terrorists are recruited into the military, into the force of the country. We are not talking about the fact that you say they are repentant, but recruiting them into your military is what I do not understand. What are the reasons behind that? What are they? What do you intend to achieve? Recruiting terrorists into your military, into your police, into your navy, into your air force. What do you tend to achieve? That is what I don't understand. And look at a soldier lamenting. The soldier who currently serving in the multiple bases across the Northeast described the policy of integrating repentant Boko Haram members into military operation as a deadly mistake that continues to cost life. One of the personnel told Sahara reporters on Tuesday that the so-called repentant fighters routinely brief terrorist leaders about Nigerian army movement and plans for major attacks. Did you hear that? Before Boko Haram attack any military camp in the Northeast, they already know how we operate. These repentant fighters tell them everything the soldiers revealed. They expose how many men we deploy at the gates or entrance, the kind of weapon we carry, even the daily routine in the camp. These informations are with the terrorists, and the people that leak this information are people who are recruited by Nigerian government into the military. Terrorists that they recruited by themselves. What they do is they endanger the life of the normal, and most of these people that are sincerely want to serve are people from the southern part of Nigeria. Many of them are Ududua people. Many of them are Biafrans. They push them in the front line, endanger their life, expose them, and then they waste them. Many thousands of people have been wasted in the military. Mainly people of the extraction of the southern part of Nigeria, the Yorubas and the Igbos. Majority of them have been wasted, all in the name of serving in a country that does not care, in a terrorist country. How can it work? He added that the leak had made many soldiers extremely vulnerable. They tell Boko Haram that every evening between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m., all soldiers must return to camp. For when we call stand 2, the period when we observe enemy's movement, they also tell them where our armory is located, where we keep rifles, GMPGs, RPGs, PKTs, hand grenades, and bombs. They tell them everything, where you keep them and how you keep them and how you place them. According to the soldiers, the sabotage also extend to logistics and supplies. You can imagine. They even tell them where our food stores is, so that when Boko Haram attack, they can cut away our food to serve us, to starve us. Because we load food monthly. They know the exact supplies. They know when the exact supply arrives. They know the time. They know the time. Exact time supply arrives. He said that without insider information from these repentant elements called Boko Haram attacks would not have succeeded. If the terrorists fail to get this information, they might not succeed or even come back alive. But once they know our strength and routine, they strike with precision. This revelation comes amid growing tension with the Nigerian army over what soldiers describe as a dangerous alliance between troops and ex-insurgents disguised as repentant fighters. You can imagine the complaint of the military. As Sahara reporters earlier reported, many soldiers have expressed anger and frustration at being compelled by their commander to patrol, share intelligence, and even live in the same camp with former Boko Haram. You can imagine. You can imagine. You can imagine. You can imagine. Many soldiers have expressed anger and what are you waiting for? Why are you there? I can't do any Biafran person, any Igbo man or Yoruba man that is still serving Nigerian army. You are on your own. You have already signed your death warrant. They will take you out. It's a question of time. It is good to complain and tell the world, but that is not enough. To save your own soul, you must get out of Nigerian military now. Any Igbo man or Yoruba man that is still serving in Nigerian military today, to your tent, O Israel, sorry, we are only waiting to hear your own burial. We are only waiting for another person to write your own story. The same way this man is telling this story, somebody is going to tell your own story. It's just a question of time. You see why we say Nigeria is irredeemable. And tell me, how are you going to, just like those of you who are talking to vote Peter Obi, how is Peter Obi going to remove the element of Boko Haram that have already become a commander in Nigerian army? So many of them are commanding. You can imagine the command. Many soldiers have expressed anger, frustration at being compelled by their commander to patrol, share intelligence, even live in the same camp with former Boko Haram members who surrendered under government amnesty programs. You can imagine. Do you think that the commander that is forcing you to live with that man doesn't know what he's doing? You think it's a mistake? You think it's a coincidence? Every single commander that is forcing you to be with the Boko Haram member and go operation with them, they are all involved. These are members of Boko Haram. I don't know why it is difficult. This is just what played out in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan scenario, whereby in the morning time they are Taliban, in the daytime they are part of the Afghanistan army. That is what is happening in Nigeria today. In the daytime they serve Nigeria, in the night they are serving Boko Haram. The same thing that played out in Afghanistan. And Commodore Olawumi exposed this thing, this very thing this man is saying now. This is not the first time. Commodore Olawumi, who was an insider, a security personnel, a commodore, exposed these things, and yet some of you idiotically remain in that military. You want to die. The only thing we can do is to use you as a program the way I'm doing. The only great thing we can do for you is just to use you as a program, just as we are doing. If you are from the southern part of Nigeria and you are still serving the Nigerian military, I'm sorry for you. And I hope the whole world is listening. A report from a soldier that is on the front line. Allow people to go their separate ways. Build a nation with those who are comfortable with the caliphate. Allow them to have their caliphate in the core north. They are already practicing Sharia law. They already get acquainted with that system. Allow them to practice. There is nothing wrong in it. Allow them to use it there. In the southwest, allow them to practice their own system. In Biafra land, allow us to practice our secular system. In the Middle Belt, allow them. Let every region protect themselves and defend themselves. This is the only thing you can do, and this division, this diversity will die a natural death. This interest of idiots will die a natural death. Why is it difficult for people to understand? Why? Why is it so difficult for people to understand a simple analogy? This is a report that is coming from the camp, from the military. You can imagine. Many soldiers have expressed anger and frustration at being compelled by their commander to patrol, share intelligence, and even live in the same camp with former Boko Haram members who surrendered under government amnesty program. In our camp, we have repented Boko Haram members. You can imagine. You can imagine. The guy is confessing that in our camp, we have repented Boko Haram members. Those ones that surrendered, they are working with us. We go on patrol together so that they can give us information about Boko Haram fighters still hiding in the bushes, one soldier said. You can imagine. You can imagine. You think that a Boko Haram member who told you that education is evil, they don't want education. You think that that man will now give you information about his own people. He will only set you up. Now you understand why every time they attack a barrack, every time they attack a military convoy, every time, and they succeed. This is the reason. This is the reason. And this is how the government of Nigeria actively sponsors terrorism against its own citizens. When we say it, people don't understand. This is a practical example of how Nigerian government sponsor terrorism against its own citizens. And they are unapologetic about it. They are unapologetic about it. Every day, these things are happening. It continues to happen, and it's not going to stop. He added, however, that many of them had used that arrangement to infiltrate the army and feed information back to the terrorists. They have infiltrated the army and they feed information back to the terrorists. Some of them have run back to the bush to rejoin Boko Haram after gathering intelligence from us. That's why we don't believe they are truly repentant. I don't know why anybody can think that a terrorist will just repent and you give him back his gun to fight for on your own side. That's the idiocy I have never seen. This is something I don't understand. That a country is not as wise as enough to know that a terrorist does not repent to the extent that you hand him over the weapon again to fight against those he fought for. It is sad. It is very sad. Another soldier described the policy as a betrayal of sacrifice of frontline troops. No, you will not understand. These people kill our colleague and civilians. Then one day they say they have surrendered and the government forgive them. Just like that. Now we are forced to work with them. It doesn't make sense. The young soldiers, the innocent soldiers, are forced to work with these people. And they're saying it doesn't make sense. But do you think anybody is listening? Nobody is listening because Nigeria itself is a terrorist country. And a Canadian court confirmed it. A Canadian court confirmed it. Commodore Olawumi confirmed it that there are terrorist members of Boko Haram in the presidency. There are members of Boko Haram in the House of Assembly. There are members of Boko Haram in the Senate. There are members of Boko Haram that are governors. They are everywhere. Commodore Olawumi confirmed that. I didn't just say it. He confirmed it on Nigerian national TV in channels. I have played the video here several times. So when we say these things, it is not an allegation. It is not a propaganda. There are facts to back what we are saying up. According to multiple sources, some of these ex-fighters have been given motorbikes, stipends, and even military uniform by the Yobe and Borno state government, allegedly to help in counter-insurgency operation. Imagine. They are paid salaries and fed whatever we eat in the camp. Another soldier disclosed. Imagine. Only our senior officers knows their real numbers. You see the danger? He said that only the senior officers know the number of Boko Haram that have been recruited into the army. Nobody knows. Even the soldiers that are in the front line don't know. You don't know who is the next person around you. You don't know whom you are going to war with. You don't know who is going to patrol with you. You don't know who is in the camp with you. Only the senior officers know their real numbers. We, the field soldiers, don't like them. But our commanders say we must work with them. Imagine. Do you see the emotional torture that these people have to go through? Those people from the south that are serving in the military, you see the emotional torture they go through. And I say, it's not a suicide mission. You should come back home. What is stopping you from turning your resignation? Resign and come back home and defend your own land. If you don't know what to do, come back home and join Amoteku. Come back home and join Amoteku. If you're a Biafran, come back and form a security outfit in your own area and defend your own land. Allow their federal government to continue whatever they want to do. Continue to sponsor their terrorists. The Nigerian government, the radicalization and reintegration policy has long drawn outrage and suspicion. It is no longer suspicion. These are facts. I don't know why they call it suspicion. It is not suspicion. Nigerian government is a terrorist government. They are sponsoring terrorism actively. They are actively sponsoring terrorism with the help of France and the UK. They are all involved in it. And it is this destabilization that will make the West continue to get the British and the French continue to steal resources in Nigeria. That is why they want it, they love it, they continue to sponsor it, and they will do nothing about it. In 2024, Sahara's reporters reported how 13 repentant Boko Haram members escaped with motorcycle and sophisticated weapon provided by the Borno State government, which had been training them for reintegration into Nigerian military. You can imagine. They gave them motorbike, bought ammunition for them, gave them money and everything. And after then, they say they have repented and they give them back. Now they go back to their camp with all the weapons they have given them to continue their terrorism. In July 2024, the state government claimed to have reintegrated 8,490 repentant Boko Haram. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? In July 2024, the state government claimed to have reintegrated 8,900 repentant terrorists, Boko Haram members, through its Borno model rehabilitation scheme. So when we are talking about this reintegration, you think it's a small number. What you are seeing here is 8,490 for Borno State alone. For Borno State alone. For Borno State alone, they have reintegrated 8,490 terrorists into the military. Some of you don't know how serious the problem is, right? You think we just come here to make noise. And you see some of them, the Nigerians, instead of them focusing on what matters, you see them, their problem is Biafra. Their problem is an Igbo man. They will not face what is facing them. Some of them, where they channel their energy is an Igbo man. What Igbo man said, what Igbo man did not say, what Igbo man did, what Igbo man did not do. That is where they channel their energy. Why is the Igbo man succeeding? Why is it that the Igbo man is always talking? Why is it the Igbo man is complaining? That is what some people focus on. You'll be busy talking about, let me tell you, if there are people who are prepared for what is coming, it is the Igbos. If there is any tribe that have already prepared themselves for what is coming, it is the Igbos. We have seen it all. Is it war? We have seen war. Is it starvation? We have seen starvation. What else are you going to bring? Is it economic war? We have seen all. If there are any people that is prepared for what is coming, it is the Biafrans. We have passed through it all and we survived. and we will continue to survive. So wherever you are today, and you are listening to this program, I read this for you to understand that most of the things we are saying here, it is not that we just come on social media and we talk and talk and talk and talk and we make noise. It is not noise making. Every single information we bring here is based on fact, on what is happening on the ground. And the earlier you pay attention and listen, the better for all of us. That is the way every one of us can survive. As we speak, there is a call for action. The people of the Zoological Republic must rise up. It doesn't matter your region, it doesn't matter your location, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your own ideology. You must rise up, and the time is now. You must rise up to confront this challenge before it consumes everybody. It is time for conscious citizens to unite across tribe, faith, and political lines. There is no time anymore. There is no time. It is time to document, expose, and demand justice in every international forum. Any place you find yourself, continue to demand for justice. In every international forum where you have a say, where you can be able to reach out to, continue to demand for justice. Don't keep silent. Don't wait. It is time to say no to a system built on blood, fear, and corruption. I want you to understand that the power of change lies in awareness. That is why our presence on the media every morning and evening is important. That is why it is important that when you join us, you don't only sit back and watch, you share the program, you share it. Share it as far as you can. Click like, give a thumbs up to the program and share it. Whenever you join the program, make sure you invite at least one person to join you and hear this very gospel. Share it. You don't know who is going to hear it. We are creating awareness because there are still good men and women out there across the whole world. There are still men of conscience. There are still women of conscience. It takes only one man to change this situation. It takes only one man to take that decision, that drastic decision, and say, enough is enough. We can't have this anymore. It takes one man to make a move. Among the strong nations, among the world powers, it takes only one man to press that button and everything will change. While we wait for that man to come, we must continue to speak. Put our problem on the front line. Put our request on the front. Don't allow yourself to be silenced. They are trying as much as they can to silence. Even in media, if I tell you the attack I'm getting on media, you can't believe it. The kind of attack I'm getting on media, including from Biafrans, they report my platform every day. They report, and because they are reporting it, YouTube will no longer be advertising it or subscribing to people. Because of the mass report, the YouTube will not be sending the invitations to other people. They will not be suggesting my program to people. They don't suggest it. They don't suggest it. The only people that you see that come to watch the program are people who are hardcore Biafrans that get the message. Those who come by themselves, or those who share, or those who are in our various platforms. But apart from that, they attack our program. And it is very shameful that even Biafran people join them to attack our program, to limit our audience. Because when you continue to report and complain, they will not be suggesting the platform or the program to people. The suggestion will reduce. And when the suggestion reduces, sometimes people will call you and say, are you not doing program? Some say they were not seeing my video. Some say they are not seeing my video. Some say they don't know when I start program. Because they don't get the notification. No notification. All these things are attacks. The only way we can overcome the attack is by you. You that was able to make it in the program. When you come in, you share to one person or two. Make sure you don't sit back. You click like the program, click like. Give a thumbs up to the program. That will help the program to sustain. Give a thumbs up. When you give a thumbs up to the program, you share it so that someone else will get it and the person will share. The power of change lies in awareness. The power of change lies in awareness. In speaking out, in unity, and in truth. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. Will we continue to do what we have to do at every given point in time and say what we have to say when we have to say it? We will never allow anybody to bully us. We will never allow anybody to take away our rights. We will never allow anybody to paint us what we are not, and we cannot give our freedom up for anybody. We have the right to express ourselves. We have the right to express ourselves. We have the right to say whatever we want to say at any given time. We have the right to stand for humanity and speak when we have to speak without any hesitation. I would like us to go into their conventional media, in one of their media, and try to listen to what they said, a discussion they have with our program. Let us join them and see.
Largely about repentance, and I use that very loosely. I'm putting it in quote now. Repentant terrorists who have been de-radicalized and reintegrated into the system, and having them, into the society and the army. Now, remember one time the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, complained about sabotage within the ranks of the military, how some military officials steal weapons and supply terrorists. But now, government seems to be going deeper into that ideology that we could beef up the ranks of the military by bringing in these repentant terrorists. Help us with a possible ideology of how this can work. What is the mind behind the possibility or the workability of this action? Is this going to be, or wouldn't this be detrimental to the fight against terrorism in Nigeria? What are your thoughts, really?
Personally, I think this is uncalled for. It is the wrong approach in terms of how intense Nigerian security architecture is at the moment. A leopard, they say, never changes the sport. A baby leopard is still a leopard, and it carries the sport that the adult leopard carries on their body. Having said that, it is disheartening and worrisome to see that our government have started to incorporate this repentant so-called bandit into our security architecture. The best thing you could do is to have them give you a template of their operational activities, who are their leaders, who are their suppliers of funds and ammunitions, how do they travel weaponry from one section or one region to another region, and act upon this. But putting them into the military to work side by side is dangerous and disastrous. And I support also the son of the army officers that they feel unsafe working with these men in battlefield.
Does it seem like
because at any point in time they can be ambushed, and all battalions taken off? And what happens? Their families, their wives become widows. We also begin to lament that troops have been ambushed and been killed by terrorists, and nothing happens. We must change our formation. When a coach uses the same players to go for competitions, and it's not winning a trophy, it's not winning any the matches, it changes the tactics, also changes the players. You can't bring this person because you say that, okay, how do they justify the word repentant? The Nigerian government must define for Nigerians what they mean by it's one who has carried ammunition, who has fought our sovereignty, who has put people in pain and agony, just coming back after about 6 months or 3 months probation course they put them. I don't know I don't know how they were able to stereotype them and say they have repented.
Now, Mr. Kelvin, let me ask you this question. You know, how do you feel? Because before this particular time, the military have been integrating or using these persons, to work with the military. We can recall when there was an issue somewhere in Enugu State. We're told that no, the man wasn't a former Boko Haram terrorist member. He was just someone, the whole lot of things that actually been happening around that. And up until this particular time, apart from the soldiers now coming up to tell Nigerians boldly that this actually have been happening, the military have been denying this to this particular time. Now, how do you actually feel about this, over the fact that people who have actually played within the Nigerian military are also soliciting or calling that we should give terrorists amnesty?
I think we cannot give them amnesty. If the terrorists are saying, okay, they want to lay down their arms and become worthy ambassadors and good Nigerians, we can say, okay, that is fine. Now we take them out and let our intelligence work on their psychic. They should tell the military their formations, how they move their ammunitions, how they recruit persons into their fold, and we dislodge them. In a cycle, that's how you work. You gather intelligence, act upon them, and you try to do your job, and we get results. We are tired of blame games. Today, we blame the past administration for our woes and our failures. Tomorrow, the next one come and blame the past administration for woes and failures. But you told us you are equal to the task. Nigerians are tired. We want results. Our mothers cannot go to their farms anymore. Our fathers cannot access their farms anymore. And you are bringing the same people that considered woes to them to say they should go to the battlefield together. I, for one, I rather resign from the military than go to battlefield with a repentant terrorist by my side.
All right then. More resignation.
Keep the watch for me. Tell me, okay, advance. Then I advance at my own peril.
All right then.
Why do you tell me that? Okay, let's go left, and I go left, and we ambush. And what happens to me?
All right. Thank you very much. Kelvin. Now let's bring it to the studio, Barrister.
Yes.
Help us make sense of this.
There is no sense in it.
Is it because we are short of personnel?
No.
Would this be the only way to get those willing to go to the war front, those willing to fight? Is this the only way to get to increase the number of personnel that we have?
When things like this happen, you begin to ask yourself, what is the end game here? Is it actually fighting terrorists or human sacrifice? Because it doesn't add up, seriously. Look, if the military does not resist this thing and confront the government, it will not end though. Except they want to be used as a cannon fodder in the battlefield.
When you say human sacrifice,
yes, because that's what they're looking for. How do you bring a terrorist to go and work with your military? And every day we are hearing of ambush. We are hearing even in the barracks. So who is giving the intel? Who is providing the logistics? If not these terrorists you brought into the military.
Barrister, does it seem like we are willing to combat terrorism? Because just the other day, Interpol was in Nigeria and they arrested 11 individuals. They've been doing that raid across Africa, from Angola to South Sudan and the rest. Yes, sponsors of terrorism. Yeah. And from Nigeria, they picked 11. 11 individuals. Yeah. Now, these individuals, is it that our government don't know these people? Couldn't we have arrested these people if there was a will to do so?
When this thing happened, I was laughing. I said, look at it. How do you embarrass yourself as a government? That people that are working under your nose, a foreigner had to come and they tell you, this is the sponsor, this is the terrorist. And they pick them. In your presence, they pick them. Look, but let us not dismiss ourselves. There is something wrong with governance in Nigeria. Seriously, this thing we are doing here is
wrong
a joke.
With governance in Nigeria?
I'm telling you, we don't have leadership. Seriously, if we have, this thing cannot happen. Imagine a foreigner going to the US to go and pick a terrorist operating in their soil. Can you ever think of such a thing happening? But it's happening here. Yet somebody is telling us that they want to provide a paradise for me. You can imagine. This thing has become a very big joke. Okay. Our soldiers must wake up, seriously, or else they will be decimated, because that's what we're looking at.
Okay, now Barrister, talking about decimating our soldiers, I would like to tie my question with what Moses said. Moses asked, are we in short of troops?
We are not.
You know, I asked that question in the light of the fact that between 2015 and 2025, this year, last week, as a matter of fact, Nigeria has Nigeria retired over 500 army generals.
Yes,
from brigadier general to major general to higher ranks. Exactly. Why? Because any time you do a reshuffle of service chiefs and you bring up somebody. Because of the command structure, hierarchy, that is required in the military, a lot of people have to go. In 2015, when Buratai and Kro were removed, about 100 generals had to go with them. Now, in the light of all of this, I still want us to interrogate, our sincerity, intentionality of our government, the security architecture in trying to fight insurgency. We are very deep in insurgency, and we are doing all this rejigging. Like I said, in the past 10 years, about 500 generals, trained with taxpayer money, have been moved out of service. And now we are looking for ragtag repentant terrorists to go help us fight insurgents. Now, are we very intentional? Now, what do you think? Because a lot of people have also said, look, the government has a hand in the terrorism, in the insurgency that we are facing.
They have hand.
Can you help us make sense of all of this? Is it that the government doesn't know what they are doing, or that they are overwhelmed?
In fact, it is almost both of them, because a government that wants to win this war, they will not be doing what they are doing. Because these generals, with their knowledge, with their training, they are supposed to help in fighting these people. How do you now, shove them out of the military prematurely? And then Boko Haram will now recruit them, and they are helping them. Of course, they are still active. So if those people you rejected, some people are using them.
No, Barrister, when you say Boko Haram will not recruit them, I don't get it.
Oh, you think they're idle? Why do you think that these guys are doing what they are doing with so much brazenness? It's because somebody is training them too. Yes, somebody is training them. Those people that you shove out of the military prematurely, do you think they are happy? They are being used somewhere. That's the truth. If not, how come these people will have the temerity to face our military? It's because they have gotten a lot of training and intel.
Barrister, why will Boko Haram be able to give them $20,000 a piece? And armored SUVs, like the federal government just gave them the other
They take care of them than the Nigerian government. Are you not aware? They are being taken care of. The sponsors are not joking. They are fully armed with finance. So, if not, these people will not continue to do what they are doing. They are well provided for.
Okay.
It's on record. They are provided for.
All right.
So don't deceive yourself.
Let me go back to Kelvin now. Kelvin, now we know that there's been some reports of insecurity, people being killed around the nation, everywhere. In fact, it's basically every part of the nation. But if government isn't doing what it should do, what then should the people do to ensure that their lives are secure? What advice would you give to the people?
Go at the Great Chamber that Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms to protect themselves. Because I feel the most painful thing that will happen to any family man is somebody coming to ravage your home and take the life of a family.
Do you think that in itself will not be abused? If individuals are allowed to carry arms, do you think that will not be abused and people will take laws into their hands? Are we in a bind here? Are we stuck?
It will be abused, but I think there must be some processes before such firearms will be released to persons. They must go through maybe a mental test. Some will go through anger management test or training, and those will help, because at the point we are in now, we do not even trust our security anymore. We do not trust our security anymore, because even when you share intelligence, sometimes they are slow to act on intelligence, and before you know it, the deed is done already. We do not prevent issues. We are not proactive. We always, when deed has been done, you see all of them moving the barracks to that place, and you see soldiers everywhere, military, civil defense, they're everywhere. We have a national security advisor in this country. He's a police officer of repute. He must put stinking faculty to work. We are tired of giving us excuses.
So you don't think that this counter-insurgency strategy, being introduced by the security apparatus in Nigeria is going to work in anywhere? Recall they said that they are using these men now as a bait to tell the military where the people who are still in the bushes are, because that was what we're told. That the reason they do this is actually...
That's a lie for the pit of hell, and the fallacy.
Oh, God.
You can put these men in a room filled with experts, have a discreet conversation with them, and they will explain to you. They can videotape it, they can video televise it, they can explain it in their local dialect how the operational modus of operandi is. You don't need to take them to the battlefield to work with our military, because it's a jeopardy. Now you're expecting them to even know more strategy about how the military operates. We have different squadrons, we have different operations and different battalions, and how they operate. Now, when you put these men to work with our military together in the battlefield, you make them to know more how our military operates. And when they escape tomorrow, to go and tell their colleagues that, okay, this information the military have adopted now. What is wrong if we use drones? Rather than using this man to tell us the bush they have, we employ drones to load them into the forest. And your ground intelligence will tell you, okay, when your intelligence gives you a location that this is where they are, your ground intelligence will not move further. Every day I keep wondering, is this Nigerian military that went to Sierra Leone and brought normalcy? Don't the Samadu and Sastelo went to Liberia?
But we're told that they are using some of the people as shield.
At that time. And just how many years ago now, down the line, we are being faced with our internal insecurity, and a sovereign nation cannot fight its sovereignty. The other day, a man was kidnapped in Niger State. The U.S. military flew into Nigeria, rescued the man back to the U.S. Nigeria's intelligence were not aware about it.
Mr. Kisele, up until today, we are yet to declare, sort of emergency on insecurity in Nigeria. The president went for that to give vote of confidence on the people he appointed, the cabinet members, saying that they are doing what they should do. And, nobody should talk about it. What does this really portend, given the fact that till tomorrow, Nigerians are still dying? And then some people are talking about this becoming more like genocide. Some are saying it's not genocide, more like some people are saying it's a religious war back and forth, even to the point that a congressman in U.S. is beginning to bring out the notion that Nigeria should be made or re-designate a country of particular concern.
It's worrisome that they people prescribe Nigeria as they blacklisted Nigeria for travel advisory for U.S. citizens and UK citizens. And that doesn't tell well for us at all. Every day we keep going to seek for foreign investors come to your country to invest. How can they invest when you have insecurity? These men just come to TV to tell us what we want to hear. But on the field, nothing is being done. I say this with all full confidence that the bandit authorities in Nigeria are more equipped, more funded than the Nigerian military.
Okay. All right.
You see what they carry in Katsina State going for peace talk. They were carrying launchers, heavily armed, than even what Nigerian military are carrying.
All right, Mr. Jumudo.
For peace talk have not been apprehended by security operatives. Okay. And we have intelligence, and we have DSS.
Mr. Ejumudo, if you say that we have these insurgents, the terrorists and bandits, that they are more equipped, than the Nigerian military, and we have some of them that are repentant, some of them that have repented, and now are on the other side. If we don't want to embed them, with our own soldiers to help us, because we are afraid they might turn saboteurs and kill our soldiers, how best can we utilize the knowledge that they acquired as bandits in the fight against terrorism?
Good. The first thing first is, first of all, change their mindset. Because the first call of service, when they are inducted into a terrorist camp, they tell them that Aram means, what's forbidden. They tell them that the Western knowledge and culture is forbidden. They tell them Christianity is forbidden. They tell them anything Western is forbidden. Hence the word comes Boko Haram. Haram means something that's forbidden. Now, in all of this, how do you change a man's orientation? Is work on his cognitive. Put them through series of, let's say, weekly training, monthly training, yearly training, and retraining. And when they are done with this training, the next thing, you put this man in an office and let them just be doing a reportage for you. I'm telling you, at this point, every September, they gather in Borno, for example, to attack. You say, okay, you tell them to take a record of that. They say, okay, at every Friday, this is where they gather. The man that brings arms from Jigawa or Nasarawa, it comes in through Duse. The man that brings also food for them comes in through Mubi. And when you get all of this, you act on it. You don't need to take this man to the battlefield without security. It's disastrous, it's dangerous, it's a national threat.
If you trust how do we trust the information they give as being enough, and providing security for our people? If we can't use them in the battlefield, I will keep them in offices and provide this information. How trustworthy are those information?
Intelligence is a two-way traffic.
Okay.
I'm a security expert. When you get intelligence, you run through it. While you run through it, you checkmate the intelligence they're giving to you. You're not going to just go there on Sunday and just attack. No. That's why we have air intelligence, we have ground intelligence. If they tell you, okay, this is intelligence they've gathered, you will now work on your air intelligence and take inventory of that, start to school that every Friday this person brings this thing here. When you carry out your intelligence that completely for 3 times they have come through that route, then you know that, okay, this intelligence they're giving to you is true. Then you act on it. Then the 4th one you strike.
But at this point in time,
when I tell you that, okay, the arms are kept, for example, in those states that they slots for them to act with. They just go there immediately and start attacking. No, you will be ambushed. You do your air intelligence and your ground intelligence and also work with locals.
Mr. Calvin, at this point, we don't really have one single, terrorist group to start with, because you just talked about Boko Haram. Then what about the Lakurawa? What about the Mahmuda and every other one that we know now more like is in Nigeria as a safe haven? And how are we going to be able to do this? Recall that from the mouth of some governors in Nigeria, we're told that they're not even Nigerians, they're foreigners. For example, in Benue State, the governor there, Alea Hassan, said that some of the persons that they caught during interrogation, they found that they're not even Nigerians. And also, the city has also made a statement to that direction. So how do you think we'll be able to, end this whole issue of insecurity once and for all? Because we learned, like the likes of Tar Jabelo is from Niger, he's a Nigerian. And some other persons actually who happens to be kingpin to all these terrorist groups.
Thank you. In Nigeria, we have a very porous border. We have about 200 borders that are porous. We have a border with Cameroon, we have a border with Chad, we have a border with Niger. And some of these borders, they're just like one building apart. That you can stroll in the morning, and in the evening you stroll out. First thing first is to get a heavily secured borders. When your borders are secured, then you can secure your territory. Because for one to call a country, you must have sovereignty, population, a government in place, and people. Now, when the people are not protected, then there's an issue. I agree that not all of them are Nigerians. Some are from neighboring African countries. That they also, the government also brought in during the time of Goodluck Jonathan to say, okay, if it doesn't go south, let chaos take over the day. And they were harmed. These men that were harmed, now you can't retrieve the arms from them anymore. They now see the business as a lucrative business. They kidnap, collect ransom, and they go freely and share the money. And nobody goes after them. We have a CBN governor, we should have an imprint, a tracker in a ransom money being paid, so we can track this ball, but nobody's care about that. That these people, they are doing a good business in Nigerian soil daily. And this money is being spent in Nigerian soil. So the first thing we should do is to invest
to the studio. Okay, if you can hear me, let's get your thoughts. Continue with the line of thoughts, Mr.
So using modern day technology to combat crime is the best way to go. Invest heavily in drones, security drones. Have a well-structured security, and they should be well paid. Our security, our military, they have a low morale. Their morals are low. If a man dies in battlefield, what is the take-home pay? You give him 1 million naira to his family. You give him 5 million naira to his family. And that doesn't tell well. Ensure the life of our military. Then they'll go all out to do the job.
All right then.
Ensure they are well fed, they are well paid, they are well catered for. You see military officers, they are appointees, and they are bound to suffer alone with their families. No checkup, no follow-up, no remedy.
All right then.
That's what one that is split into to fight.
Ejimudu, who's National Secretary, Human Rights Protection Congress, and also the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Delta State on human rights. Thank you very much for your thoughts on this one. Barrister Darlington, what would be your final thoughts on this one? Are we going forward? Are we going backwards?
We are going backwards several times, several steps backwards. Because whatever we gained before now, we have lost all of them. Seriously. Our military, I don't even know whether they are still what they used to be. All because of this policy of integration. There's no way anybody will be comfortable and happy. Working with somebody who was facing you in the battlefield yesterday, and now you and him are dining and whining on the same table. You will not be comfortable. There's no way. So I don't know who brought this idea. In fact, except to remove the sentiment that have gotten into this terrorism fight, it will not go away. All these people that are coming into Nigeria, on whose platform are they coming in here? If not for sentimental reason, why are they coming here? Why are they coming here? It's because of sentiment, nothing else. So rehabilitating this recapture the terror is because of sentiments. The moment we remove all these sentiments and fight this war the way it should be fought, we get the best result. But as long as we continue in this route, forget about it.
Do you advocate individuals being armed? Because Senator Ned Nwoko pushed for that initially, but he asked that Nigerians be allowed to carry arms.
No, it's not possible. We are not matured for it. Even America, with their level of sophistication, they are still fighting gun control. So Nigeria, I don't think so. Which kind of arm are you going to carry without abusing it? Okay. It's not possible. We are not mature for all these things. Look, let them remove sentiment. That is all. The sentiment has gotten into these fights. Yes, my tribe, my ethnicity, my religion. All these are sentiments that
Thank you. You have had, this was just the discussion we were having, and I just try to bring the version that is coming from their conventional media for you to know that even as we are lamenting, they are also lamenting. But the difference is that they lament without a solution. They lament without providing solution. They only talk and talk and talk, and at the end of the day, when you get to the issue of finding solution, they have no answer. Nigerians can always lament. They are very good in giving an oral presentation. They will tell you the cause of the problem. They will tell you how the problem can be solved and all that. But when you come about putting that very solution that is going to end the whole thing and make things right, they will never do that. That is where we have our difference. But for us Biafran people, we know what we want and we continue to pursue the solution, and we are not stopping. We are going to chase the solution until we get it, and we are going to get it. No matter what they do, no matter their propaganda, no matter their blackmail, we are not going to allow them to get us or to get us involved in that their madness. So as we speak now, Nigeria is fully involved in terrorism. There is no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. They can deny it for all I care. They can pretend about it. They can say anything they want to say. Nigeria is not meant to be. And the politicians in Nigeria are part of the terrorism. They are the greatest terrorists you have. Just like the son of Fela Kuti said, that the police are the kidnappers, number one kidnappers you have there. The number one sponsors of terrorism are the politicians, the governors, the ministers, the lawmakers. They are the number one sponsors of these terrorists. And it's not even a blackmail or propaganda. We saw a news when one of the lawmakers in his house, they found the money that was paid for kidnapping in his house. They found motorbikes that he gives to the terrorists. They found a hospital where he treats the terrorists in the home of a serving lawmaker. A serving lawmaker in the northern part of Nigeria. Actively sponsoring terrorism. They're everywhere. Even in the south, there are some of them. They don't care. In the south, they just care about themselves and their family. That is why you see this idiot who went for a national program, and instead of him going there to represent the zoo, he went there to present his sons. You can imagine. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. This is Yesomike, the clown. They have seized all those properties he bought in the US. Our land he has been seized. Sarah reporters gave a report that these properties have been seized. Look at him. FCT Minister Wike faces backlash after taking 2 sons as delegates to Dubai Summit. You can imagine. You can imagine. A minister was going for a summit in Dubai. A summit that was supposed to represent Nigeria. And what did he do? He did not take his aides. He did not take people who are supposed to participate in it. He took his own sons. His 2 sons. He carried his own 2 sons. There is nothing we will not see in Nigeria. He took his own sons as a delegate to Dubai Summit. A summit, supposedly he went on behalf of Nigeria to represent Nigeria. He has aides working with him. He has people who have to cover the office. But Yesomike, the idiot, the Hitler of Rivers State, who is now in the FCT capital. FCT. Look at him. He took his own sons as delegate. The idiot that have seized in property, the home he stole, the money he stole from Rivers State and buy property in the US have been seized. This is the kind of people you have in Nigeria. And some of you will come out and say, Nigeria will be good. It will never be well. These are the kind of reports you get from Nigeria. ECOWAS court set for trial of top Nigerian government official over abuses detention of activists. Ogboho. That is what you see in Nigeria. Look at this one. DSS arrests Nigerian man for canvassing for military coup on social media. That is where they get their power. They can arrest citizens with a twinkle of an eye. Before a few minutes, you say a word, they arrest you. But the terrorists in Nigeria will be sharing video of kidnap, sharing video of people they kidnap, even ransom, demanding for ransom, but they will never go close to rescue anybody. They will never make any people. But come to the social media and make a point. Speak your mind and say a word. The DSS will knock at your door the next minute. Then you know that their security is working. But when the terrorists kidnap, when the terrorists is threatened, even when the people give them information, they are coming. When the Fulani terrorists attack, they will never do anything. They will not save you. They will not pay attention. Neither will they listen. This is what you see in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Bad news. Some of you remember this man. You remember this criminal. You remember this criminal, Abba Kyari, that US wanted, put him in a wanted list. US wanted to extradite this idiot, and Nigerian government protected him. This is a man they call a super cop. He's involved in drugs. He's involved in kidnapping. He's involved in 419. He's indicted in so many crimes, this idiot. And Nigerian government protected him. They call him a super cop. He's back on the news. Hidden assets. Court orders disgraced DCP Abba Kyari brother to open defense in NLDA case. And most of these things are the things this Abba Kyari himself stole. You know what they do? When they steal properties, They steal money, they use their brothers. When they buy properties, they use the name of their brothers, name of the members of their family to steal, collect ransom, collect bribe, buying properties in their name. This is the man they call Super Cop. This man took more innocent life than any other person you can think about. These were the people who were in the front line of destroying the life of the youths in the Biafra land. He was indicted in so many crimes, both kidnapping, both fraud, both drugs. This man was involved. But today, is he in jail? No, he's walking about because he's a Fulani. He's protected by the government. They don't even dare mention his name. They don't even dare mention his name. Today, he's back in the hidden assets. They call it hidden assets. Court orders disgraced DCP Abakiari brother to open defense in LADA case. Not him. They will not go after him. They went after his brother because he's untouchable. This is the man they use for their evil and criminality. Look at this one. How repentant Boko Haram members leak army movement armored to terrorist soldiers. This is what you see in Nigeria. Nigeria lost 366 billion in 5 months over shutdown of Port Harcourt refinery workers' alleged fraud. That's the only thing you can hear, fraud. Look at this idiot. Nigerian Senate set for screening of newly appointed service chief. All Yoruba group of company. And that is why Nigeria will never survive. Buhari come, Hausa. Tomorrow, put Peter Obi. You will go there, you see Igbos everywhere. Nobody is a Nigerian. What you have is Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Ejo, Efik. That is what you have. That is nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody is a Nigerian. That is why we are asking for people to go their separate ways and build a nation where they can be able to defend, protect. The only way to make sure we destroy this destructive diversity, the only way you can be able to remove this interest that is causing insecurity is to end Nigeria. The more Nigeria survives, the more these atrocities continue. The more you promote Nigeria, the more these atrocities continue. A country full of madness. This one says, the danger of sycophancy. Nigeria's unseen cancer of governance by Chimezie Uhuru. From factory floor to Instagram feed, all money. This bad news. Everything about Nigeria is bad news. You can never see anything good news. This one, alleged 2.7 billion fraud. Court adjourned ex-ministers had the Sirikis trial to December. You see? All you see is fraud, criminality. That is what you see. 18 migrants dead. 64 rescued as boat capsized off Libya coast. UN agency. Go there and check now. You will see. Mostly there are people from the Zoological Republic. They are the ones that are involved in that. Many of them. Go and check. This one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Still from that security. Look at this one. Our families are suffering. Nigerian soldier writes to Nubu. Lament. Non-payment of allowances. Corruption by outgoing military chiefs. You see, those people he wants to remove, this is what you see in Nigeria. The corruption is smelling everywhere. Let's read this one and see the details of the story. Let's read and see the details of the story. You know, when we talk, the world has to listen. We will opportunity we have, we will expose their evil. We will not allow them to continue to push their lies, propaganda, and blackmail. Any place we see their evil, we expose it, bring it to the whole world to see. Nigeria is not meant to survive the next minute. It's not supposed to survive. Our families are suffering. Nigerian soldiers write to Tinubu, lament non-payment of allowance, corruption by outgoing military chiefs. The corruption in the zoo is smelling. It's smelling. It's smelling. That is, it is uncontrollable every day. The only thing is in bushes, suffering just to protect the country. Some aggrieved soldiers have complained about the non-payment of their various allowances by Nigerian Army Authority. The soldiers, in an open letter to President Bola Tinubu, accused the outgoing service chiefs of corruption and extortion. They threatened to resort to protest if the issue of their outstanding allowances by the Nigerian Army was not resolved. According to them, the families are hungry while they stay in the bushes suffering just to protect the country. Nigeria is not a country. You are only suffering yourself. You better go back to your family and protect your family. Look for a decent job to do. The president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, is requested to personally address the issue concerning our non-regular allowance. We express our deep concern and disappointment regarding several issues related to our employment with Nigerian Army. Despite our dedication and hard work, we have facing significant challenges that affects our well-being and job satisfaction. Part of letters on Tuesday read. We therefore appeal to you, President Bola Tinubu, to directly address the allowance of the junior soldiers, especially the non-regular allowances, which is 100,000. Imagine money they're begging for 100,000. How much is 100,000? 100,000. How much is 100,000 that the soldier in the forefront has to fight for? But only 20,000 is being paid us. You see, the 100 didn't give them, they gave them 20,000. 20,000 that cannot buy a loaf of bread. The allowance they're talking about is 100,000. Oh. The bag of rice in Nigeria now is 120,000 for a bag of rice. 120. We are going to December. It might get to 150. They didn't pay them 900. They give them only 20,000. 20,000 cannot make tea. 20,000 cannot make morning coffee in Nigeria. It cannot make morning coffee for a family. 20,000 naira. 20,000 naira cannot make morning coffee for Nigeria. That is what they give the soldiers allowance. Only 20,000 is being paid us. The chief of army staff and top generals are highly involved in this embezzlement. Who is going to fight for it? Is it Tinubu? Tinubu that is also embezzling Nigeria? Is it the one that's going to fight for you? The soldiers added that they pay for essential items of kit and of their own money. Especially, we would like to bring to your attention the following issues. Delayed inadequate payment. We have consistently experienced delay and inadequate payment of our monthly salary, which has caused us financial hardship. Lack of welfare. The army has provided adequate welfare support for us, the junior soldiers, yet we are expected to perform better in the field. The morale of all Nigerian army junior soldiers is down already. I never see anything. Inadequate medical care. The medical care provided is insufficient, and we have had to seek medical attention elsewhere in most of the army locations in units in Nigeria. Unpaid allowances. We have not received our full non-regular allowances since 2017. You can imagine. Since 2017. And the federal government is releasing the money every fiscal year. Since 2017, they have not been paid. You imagine. And yet they go to the forefront and die. They go and work. And these people, they are owing their, they don't owe Boko Haram. They don't owe Boko Haram. In fact, Boko Haram are paid instant. They are even paid before they go to work. You saw when I read the report of Boko Haram. Boko Haram, they give them allowances. They give them motorbike. They give them brand new ammunition that they're going to use. But the people, the legitimate soldiers, most of them from the southern part of Nigeria, they don't get the allowances. Since 2017. And they are still there. Stay there until you die. You will understand. Stay there. Go and serve in Amoteku. Go to Biafran land. Form a security outfit. Let your own local government fund you. It is much more better than you to go there and say you are serving the Zoological Republic Army. We urge the president to look into these matters urgently and take necessary steps to address them. Otherwise, the junior soldiers will not perform our duties as expected, because we cannot continue to die like chickens. You go die like chicken. you go die, except you leave Nigerian military. We have families like others. We have parents. We have brothers and sisters too. The chief of army staff and other senior officers hide their own children abroad, yet gambling with other people's children. Now you know. Now you know. In addition, other ranks promotions for 2025 is yet to be signed and released. The delay is yet to be clarified by the army headquarters. Junior soldiers' promotion isn't given priority like officers' own. They keep treating us as badly simply because we are non-commissioned soldiers. When I never see anything, the earlier you wake up, go back to your village where you come from, the better for you. If you care about your life, you like yourself, you better go back to your village, go and defend your own community. That is the only thing that is left for you. And if you fail to go and defend your own community, you are going to face the consequence of your idiocy and your stubbornness. Whatever comes after it, you will take it. You will take it. You don't blame anybody. You will only blame yourself. So, my fellow Biafrans, every one of us have seen. The purpose of conducting this very program is to create awareness to the whole world that the only remedy to the failed state, Nigeria, is Biafra. Biafra is the only remedy. It is not a call out of selfishness, wickedness, strife, envy, jealousy, or pride. No, it is to save humanity. It is to save humanity. It is to save humanity. That is why Nnamdi Kanu, in the face of death, he continued to speak and say, the God of justice is alive. And as long as the God of justice lives, Biafra will get justice. Nnamdi Kanu today is facing persecution in the hand of the Nigerian government because he wants to save humanity. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, today is detained in Finland because he wants to save humanity. These people are being detained because they are fighting for self-determination, which is a right, not a privilege. And yet, the international communities are silent. Your silence makes you complicit. All the leaders of countries of the world, the more you remain silent, it makes you complicit in this crime. And Chukwu Okike will never, ever forgive any one of you. Every one of you that has a role to play and you refuse to play that role, you are going to pay dearly for your evil deed. You are going to pay dearly. Your evil is going to find you out when the time comes. It does not matter how you pretend. It doesn't matter how you continue to hide from the reality. The same way you are hiding from Christian genocide, you hid and hid and hid from Christian genocide until it became obvious that you can no longer hide. And the truth was out. And that truth could not be covered. Everybody began to speak from every corner, from all angles, from all corners. And the voice of the people became very loud and unstoppable. Wherever you are as a Biafran, you must not allow your voice to be taken away from you. You must not allow your voice to be taken away from you. Anytime you have an opportunity to speak, speak up. Use your social media platform. Speak justice. Use your social media platform. Call injustice, injustice. Don't be silent. You don't know who is going to be tomorrow. Don't say because it is not you today. Oh, because you're not the one involved. You are waiting until something happens to you directly before you talk. It happened to others, they survive. In your own case, you might not survive it. In your own case, you might not survive what is coming. That is why it is necessary that once you have the opportunity to speak, speak up and call evil, evil. Speak up wherever you are. Call evil, evil. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter who is pushing the agenda. Once you see something that is wrong, speak up. Speak up. Don't be silent and say, oh, because I am not the one involved. Oh, because my name was not being called. Oh, because it's not my people. Oh, because it's not in my village. I'm not going to talk. We are going to get there. It is going to affect every one of us. Speak now while you still have time. Speak now while you still have the opportunity. A time is going to come when you will seek for an opportunity to speak and you will not have that voice. The victims of yesterday, day before yesterday, they were victors. The victims of today, yesterday, they were victors. The victims of tomorrow, today are victors. And so on. That it has not happened to you yet doesn't mean it won't happen to you. Everybody is going to get their own share. That is why when you have the opportunity to speak, you speak. Don't wait until it happens to you. Do not wait until it happens to you. Whenever you have the opportunity to speak, speak up. Injustice against one is injustice against all. If you say you're not going to speak because the people who are involved are the Biafran people, it has nothing to do with you. For that, you will not talk. Don't worry. Do not worry. It's a question of time. It will get to everybody. As for we, the Biafrans, we have already made up our mind and we have taken up our faith by declaring Biafra, remaining in Biafra, making sure that we take over our land 100%. And nothing is going to stop the take over our land. We're going to take over our land. We will take over our land. But for those of you who think that blackmail, propaganda, gossip is going to save you, go ahead and you gossip. Continue to gossip. While those who are defending their land will continue to defend their land. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can't stop us. It doesn't matter how you try. My fellow brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you may be watching us from, whether you are watching us from Biafran land, you are watching from any part of Nigeria, you are watching from any part of Africa, you are watching us from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, whether you are watching us from Russia, from China, you are watching us from Ukraine, you are watching us from Israel, wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to understand. All the human rights activists on the planet Earth, everybody that is concerned, I want you to know that Nigeria cannot move forward while evil reigns unchecked. Nigeria cannot move forward while evil reigns unchecked. We cannot build peace on a foundation of blood. It is impossible. There is no way you can build peace on a foundation of innocent blood flowing every day in Nigeria. We cannot trust governments that sleeps with terrorists and wakes to arrest freedom fighters every blessed day. There's no way we can trust such people. Never, ever. In this, our generation today, our mission is simple. Our mission is very, very simple. The only mission we have today is to expose the truth, defend the innocent, demand accountability from all levels, and above all, let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like the mighty stream. The time is now. The world must know. Nigeria must be redeemed, or it will perish by its own lies. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom wherever you are, we have been able to dive into this very issue that we discussed today, the evil within. The involvement of Nigerian government in terrorizing its own citizens, actively participating and sponsoring terrorism. We have been able to bring out the truth. As you join this program and you heard us, don't just listen. You have to act. One of the actions you have to take is to like, comment, share, and tag the world. Tag anybody you know you can tag. Share to any group, anybody you can share to. If you cannot make your own video, those of us who are putting our faces on the line, speaking every day, you help us by sharing. Share to family and friends. Share to your neighbors. Share on your social media accounts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, any platform that you have, share it there. Download it, cut it out, and give to people you can be able to give. That is one action you will take that does not cost you anything. It won't cost you anything. Because our presence in the media matters a lot. We have gone past the time when they use their conventional media to subdue us. Today, in the present life days that we are, the social media is in charge. And that is why whenever you join us on our program, be serious. How do you show your seriousness? Share the program. Give a thumbs up. Like the program. Invite people to join. Let the truth trend louder than their lies. Did you hear me? We must make the truth trend louder than their lies. My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that have been with me on this very program today. I thank you all for all your participation. Thank you all for all your contribution. We have done our own part. And Chukwu Okike Abiama, who is in charge, who takes care and control of everything, will do the rest of the work. We are just human, instruments in the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiama to carry out his work. But the work is in his hand. It is not in our hand to decide. Only him and him alone can decide what happens, how it happens, and when it happens. The only duty we have as humans is to continue to preach this gospel for as long as we live. I have made my vow that I will continue to speak of Biafra for as long as I live. It doesn't matter whether there is somebody listening or not. It doesn't matter the number of the audience. It doesn't matter. As long as I have a platform where I can come out and speak for Biafra, I will do that again and again and again. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will guide and protect every single one of you that have been part of this program today, wherever you joined us from. I pray more especially for people that are in Biafra land, my Biafran brothers and sisters who are in the war front, facing the bullet every day, facing persecution every day, even as we speak. A lot of people are living in the bushes in Okigwe. Many families have been, home families have been destroyed. Many people cannot go back to their villages. Many have been made orphans. Many women have been made widow and men made widowers in Biafra land as we speak. As we speak, the terrorists of Nigeria are still invading Biafra land. Those in uniform and those in off uniform. Government of Nigeria, is actively sponsoring terrorism against the Biafrans, using the governors in the southeast. They have continued to do this even as we speak is going on. We pray that Chukwu Okike will protect our families, will protect our fellow Biafrans, will keep them safe, that no accidental bullet will touch them. No kidnappers will see their head. No organ harvesters will come across them. I pray that Chukwu Okike will fight our battle. For those of us who are Christian, we remember the invocation which said that they that trust in Chukwu Okike shall be like Mount Zion, which can never be removed but abide forever. Chukwu Okike is our stronghold. When you saw Nnamdi Kanu in the court and he invoked the God of justice, I felt very, very happy. Our supreme leader is a prayer warrior. He doesn't do anything without praying. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't joke with prayer. He's a man who believes in what prayer can do. But the difference is that he doesn't just believe and go to sleep. He goes to work. Because Chukwu Okike will do what he will do. But there are things that are in our hand that we should do. We cannot leave our own responsibility for Chukwu Okike to do. He has done it all, giving us the order. You saw Nnamdi Kanu say that if not that Chukwu Okike gave him the assignment, he wouldn't be talking. He wouldn't be standing in for now. But he knows why he was called. That is why he's not looking back. I pray that Chukwu Okike will hear our voice and be with us. I pray for all the leaders of the Biafran struggle, wherever they may be, that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect them, more especially our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect him. May Chukwu Okike secure him. May Chukwu Okike be his strength. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. Every poison they put in his body will change and become a nutrient to him. Whatever secrets they have planned against him, every secret plan will backfire and go back to the senders. I pray that Nnamdi Kanu will meet us back alive. We will celebrate him as a hero in his lifetime. I pray also for our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa Njoko. While we are still waiting for the news of his appeal case, may Chukwu Okike strengthen him. May Chukwu Okike give him revelation. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect him, secure him. Continue to give him that strength to hang on until freedom is won. Simon Ekpa is a man that we must all remember and never forget. He fought like a man and continue to fight till today. And I believe he's going to join us in a short while. So wherever you are as a Biafran, we must continue to pray for these our leaders who are in detention, that Chukwu Okike will bring them back to us as soon as possible. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you that have participated today. Hope to see you again later in the evening. By 5:30 p.m. Biafran time, we are going to be back here so that we can exchange views and speak to each other once again. Thank you so much. Remain blessed and see you later on in the evening. Bye-bye, everybody.
Biafra.